Ever felt that tiny, nagging doubt when an app asks for your bank details? That little voice in your head whispering, is this safe? Today, we're diving deep into that very question, specifically about Lenme, the peer-to-peer lending app that often requires connecting your bank account. Is it secure? Or are you playing a risky game with your hard-earned money? Let's be honest, the digital age has brought incredible convenience, but it's also ushered in a whole new world of potential vulnerabilities. We're constantly bombarded with news of data breaches, phishing scams, and identity theft. So, it's perfectly natural to be wary, especially when it comes to your financial information. Lenme, for those unfamiliar, positions itself as a platform that connects borrowers with lenders, offering a potentially faster and more flexible alternative to traditional banking. But, like many fintech platforms, it often necessitates linking your bank account for verification and transaction purposes. And that's where the questions begin. Why do they need my bank details? It's a valid concern. After all, your bank account is the gateway to your financial life. Sharing those credentials feels like handing over the keys to your digital castle. So, let's break down the reasons why Lenme and similar platforms often ask for this information. Firstly, verification. They need to confirm that you are who you say you are. Linking your bank account allows them to cross-reference your name, address, and other details with your financial institution's records. This helps prevent fraud and ensures that borrowers and lenders are legitimate. Secondly, transaction management. For borrowers, linking a bank account streamlines the process of receiving loan funds and making repayments. For lenders, it facilitates the transfer of funds and helps track loan activity. This integration aims to create a more seamless and efficient experience. Thirdly, risk assessment. By analyzing your bank statements and transaction history, Lenme can assess your creditworthiness and ability to repay a loan. This data helps them determine the appropriate loan amount and interest rate, ultimately protecting both borrowers and lenders. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, security. How does Lenme protect your sensitive financial information? This is the crux of our investigation. Lenme, like many reputable fintech companies, claims to employ industry-standard security measures, including encryption and secure server infrastructure. Encryption, in simple terms, scrambles your data, making it unreadable to unauthorized parties. They often use technologies like 256-bit SSL encryption, which is considered a robust and widely used standard. They also emphasize that they don't store your bank login credentials directly. Instead, they often use third-party services like Plaid or similar APIs to connect to your bank account. These services act as intermediaries, allowing Lenme to access your data without directly storing your login details. This adds a layer of security, as your sensitive information is handled by a specialized and often heavily regulated company. Furthermore, they often implement multi-factor authentication, MFA, adding an extra layer of security beyond just a username and password. This might involve a code sent to your phone or email, or biometric authentication like fingerprint or facial recognition. However, even with these measures in place, no system is entirely foolproof. Data breaches can still happen, even to the most secure platforms. And the risk of phishing scams, where criminals impersonate legitimate companies to steal your credentials, is ever present. So, what can you do to mitigate these risks? First and foremost, do your due diligence. Research Lenme thoroughly. Look for reviews, check their security policies, and see if they have any history of data breaches. Secondly, be cautious about the permissions you grant. Many apps ask for access to more data than they actually need. Review the permissions carefully and only grant access to what's absolutely necessary. Thirdly, use strong, unique passwords and enable multi-factor authentication whenever possible. This adds an extra layer of security, making it harder for unauthorized individuals to access your account. Fourthly, monitor your bank account regularly for any suspicious activity. If you notice anything unusual, report it to your bank immediately. Fifthly, keep your software and operating system up to date. Security updates often patch vulnerabilities that hackers can exploit. Sixthly, be wary of phishing scams. Never click on links or open attachments from unknown senders, and never share your login credentials via email or text message. Seventh, and importantly, Understand the terms and conditions of Lenme. Understand what data they collect, how they use it, and what your rights are. Now, let's address a few common concerns that people have when connecting their bank accounts to apps like Lenme. One concern is the level of access Lenme has to your bank account. Does it have full access to your funds, or can it only view your transaction history? This depends on the specific permissions you grant and the services they use. Typically, they only have read-only access, meaning they can view your data, but cannot make transactions or withdraw funds. Another concern is the privacy of your financial data. What happens to your information after you connect your account? Reputable platforms have strict privacy policies in place, outlining how they collect, use, and store your data. They are often legally obligated to protect your information and comply with data privacy regulations like GDPR or CCPA. It's also important to remember that connecting your bank account to any third-party app carries inherent risks. While Lenme and other platforms may take precautions, the ultimate responsibility for protecting your financial information lies with you. In conclusion, is it secure to connect your bank account information on Lenme? The answer is nuanced. While Lenme employs various security measures to protect your data, no system is completely risk-free. By understanding the risks, taking precautions, and doing your due diligence, you can minimize the potential for security breaches and make an informed decision. Remember to always prioritize your financial security and be vigilant about protecting your personal information. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.